So, John, what are we playing lately?
Board games!
If you like this amazing content, click the like button below, subscribe, leave a comment. Maybe like there should be some actual content. Welcome to episode number 2 of What We Are Playing. As always, I'm Jerch. To my left every single time is Corey, our librarian. To my right every single time is John. Why? Because I fear change. If you like this content, click the like button below, subscribe, leave a comment. We'd like to respond to comments from time to time. If you don't know if you're going to like this yet, just subscribe and like preemptively, and then you can go back and fix it. Don't go back and fix it. So, John, what have we been playing lately?
This past week's actually been really exciting. We've been playing a lot of our top 10 games, and we even got to the table one of the first game we actually played as a group, and that was Viticulture. So we'll start there.
Yeah, that was even before we were really all a talking cardboard group. Mm-hmm. Just a little twinkle in Corey's eye, and we played Viticulture, and then we kept playing it, and we don't get it to the table a whole lot anymore, but we definitely did. We invited a new person to play, so we had 5 people playing, and it was very slow, but the new person learned pretty quickly, and I would like to inform everybody that I ended up winning by a very substantial amount, like almost 10 points, I think.
And I took second.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, Viticulture, I mean, it was just as fun as I remembered it. Mm-hmm. We haven't played it for at least, I think, a couple of years. It's been a while.
It's been about a year, yeah.
Yeah, at least a year. But I would say playing with the full complement of players was definitely slower, and with one new player too. It took a little bit longer than I would recommend. I'd probably recommend it at, 3 or 4 players. It's probably the sweet spot for it.
Well, we love that game, and we can play and kind of like make that a more social, because we know a lot of what we want to be doing. Even me that struggles with having all my turn or all my year planned out, it's able to flow, and we're able to kind of joke around and make it nice and relaxed as we play too. And so, yeah, that's always a fun game that we bring to the table. Now it's not nearly frequent enough, but that's because we don't get together nearly as much. So,
and we'd still highly recommend it.
Oh, absolutely, we love that game. So in that same weekend, we also tried Broom Service a little bit.
Yep, we did.
We tried Queendomino with the Kingdomino Giants expansion.
Yep.
And then we also played, of course, a round of Stockpile, because we have to.
Yep.
Stockpile.
It's kind of an obligation at this point. It's contractually into our meetings that we always have to play Stockpile at least one time.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
Yeah.
It was our very first time playing the Age of Giants expansion for Queendomino.
Yes.
Yep.
So talking a little bit about that, for me, I really enjoyed it. I thought it added some variability to the game, and a little bit of take that. You could kind of pick on the lead player every now and then. So.
Yeah, and opening up with the Giants and the extra tiles and stuff, for the first game ever, I went through a whole game of Queendomino without getting any of the red tile domino tiles. Yeah. So I never had an augmentation to put on my board, and I just thought that was weird, and I ended up winning. I didn't mean to toot my own horn on this, but that you didn't need to have the additional tiles where you're buying things or trying to get the queen or things like that, and you were still able to have a successful run at that game. I thought that was really weird.
Yeah, I think with the expansion too, it added the bonus objectives to get some extra endgame points, and almost 99.9% of the time when I play Queendomino, I always have the tiles coming orthogonally off the wild space in the middle, so I always can make a nice 5x5 board. But this time I had to change up my strategy and start doing like Z kind of patterns within my kingdom, and to maximize those bonus points around my wild space. And I thought that was pretty interesting, because I never do that, because it just makes you really think, and almost more likely to walk yourself into a corner on some of those edges on filling your board. So I thought that was pretty cool, that it really, really changes up your strategies that you might have stuck to a lot in the past.
Yeah, and it added a whole bunch of new crown tiles, a whole bunch of new really high-value ones, where then there's other ways you can be scoring a lot of points in those. The pregame bonuses that you had, I cleaned house on those. Like, I just had a whole bunch of fields right around, which are usually pretty low value.
Yeah.
But the expansion was small, but it was so surgical, impactful in how it changed the game, and I thought it was really fun.
Yeah, and how many of those different tiles are there in the like?
I think there's like
or
15 to 20, and you pick 2 for each time you play.
Only 2 each time. So the variability is just awesome in that too. And I think it made me sweat a little bit more while playing, just thinking about how much of that goal do I go after, and how much of it do I just kind of say, I don't want to really mess up my board that much, so that was kind of neat.
And it's hard because those bonus objectives, like the ones we had, were 5 points per square you had of the matching type around the center. That's a lot of points.
Yeah.
But it also then locks in your wild at the center where you couldn't build out like you're saying.
Yep.
You had to do some mental gymnastics with that, but it was really fun.
Yeah.
And I don't think we would need to play with that expansion every time to still have a great game of Queendomino.
No.
Because again, that's one of our staples.
Yeah.
But it definitely made the game different and more enjoyable, but the base game is not going to be any less enjoyable.
No, it's not an essential expansion by all means, but it's one of those where if you've played it like 1,000 times like we have, it adds a little bit of variability to it.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah. And then speaking of games that we played 1,000 times, we played another round of Stockpile. And
not much to say there. I think I absolutely had more money than all the other 4 players combined.
You did.
Yeah, at least 3 out of the 4. Yeah.
I finished with, I think, maybe $40,000, which is really, really bad. You finished with over 200, I think, right?
Close. I was very near 200.
So, but it's always fun. That one's always fun. The social dynamics that come into play with it.
The bidding wars.
Yep.
Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah.
And then we tried Broom Service. It was my first time playing. We got a few rounds in, and then dynamics shifted. So, do you guys want to enlighten any more?
Not much to say on that. I guess all I wanted to say was that I am excited to get a full game of that in. Because,
just getting it to the table reminded me of how fun that game can be, and the fact that we didn't get to play through it the whole way was kind of sad, because it is really another social deduction, push your luck mechanic, and that's always really fun.
Yeah.
Surrounded by kind of a Euro pick up and deliver style game, and you don't really see those two things mesh very often. And it's definitely one of my top 10 favorite games of all time. So I will be excited to not only get Jurch, but other people. I don't know who out of the group. I thought you had played it, but not a lot of us have played it all together. So I'm excited to get that to the table again real soon. Yeah,
and even just starting out with the game, I know I mentioned a couple of times, I think I'm really going to like this game, even though I was getting overwhelmed and there was a lot going on, like just the mechanisms that I was starting to gravitate towards, the braver, cowardly action, just the fact that everybody has a finite number of actions they can do, so there's common knowledge on what can happen. Those are a lot of things that were thrown together really nicely, and I was really excited to be able to play it. So the next time we do play it, I'm going to be really excited to learn and really jump into it.
Yeah. Another game we played too was Dune Imperium. Have we mentioned that yet?
No, I don't think that's
today.
Ever been on the channel,
No, just love that game. It is so much fun.
Yep.
I guess it's pretty thematic. I haven't read the books.
Yep, definitely is.
So, do you think that gives you an advantage?
No, it just feels cool.
Okay. Because you came in third when we just played it, so. Yeah. No, but that game is so fun. And the tokens with it and the artwork with it, like, it's clean, it's organized, it's dynamic, it's just
such a good blend of so many different game styles. You got your Euro, your card building, your area control.
I love the worker placement and then the deck management too. I love that.
Yeah, and how the worker placement intermingles with the card play.
Yep.
Needing certain cards to play workers on certain spots.
Whoever sat down and developed that one did a really good job, I think, balancing everything. So
definitely. And this is the first time too where I know I don't usually do extremely well in a lot of the games we play, and Dune Imperium is definitely one that I don't do very well in, but this is the first time that I actually tried to overtake an alliance token from Jurch, actually, and that felt more powerful than I thought it would, because it lost him a point, gained me a point, and I caught up there for a little while.
It was a small victory, but if it felt really powerful for you...
It felt really I'll tell you why. It's because I went from I was at 2 or 3 victory points, and I hopped right up to 7. Yeah. And I was right there with you. You were at 7 or 8.
Because then you also won the combat that round, too, and that was worth 2 victory
That was
points.
a huge push.
Yep. And then that staved off me winning for 1 turn, because we ended up tied at 1 point.
Yeah.
But then I was able to make my push because it cost you a lot of resources and finagling to get up there. But,
It's one of the games that I can see develop. The more you play, the more you'll kind of catch on to little tiny strategies or nuances in it.
And especially now playing it with 3 people as opposed to we usually play it with 4.
Yeah, that too.
It changes it, and it changes the dynamics, and we've all played this game a lot. So it changed the interactions and the dynamics that we know each other's rhythms a little bit better.
Yep.
So that game is so good.
Yep.
Yeah, and then the last game we kind of played this week was Fantasy Realms, which was a new little filler. I don't even know how you describe it. Hand manipulation game.
A lot of fun. One of my favorite fillers of all time. Definitely one.
Spoiler, because they maybe have not seen our review video on it yet. So check out the review video coming soon.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, it's a really fun game.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of good strategy. It's a 20-minute game tops, depending on how many people you're playing with. It's just really easy to learn. Picked it up, played like 4 rounds, and then we're like, okay, let's move on to our next game. And there's that.
Super simple to teach too.
Yes.
One that you don't necessarily have to enjoy the theme to enjoy the game.
Yep.
So if you're looking for a nice, inexpensive filler card game to pick up that has some strategy and layers to it, Fantasy Realms is definitely where it's at.
Oh, absolutely. Only problem is they may not be able to find it.
Yeah, it just went through a second printing recently, but if you can find it, definitely pick it up. Even if it's a little bit above MSRP, I think it's still worth picking up just for the heck of it, because I don't think it's too expensive of a game.
And that's pretty much what we've been playing lately, right?
Yeah. Leave comments below for with all the games you guys have been playing. We'd like to hear if there's any other games that we should maybe pick up and try. And
put something on our radar for what we should be playing next. Because we know as the weather's getting better, we definitely want to spend more time indoors.
Exactly.
So until next time, this is Talking Cardboard, and that's what we've been playing.